Hey guys, it's time for my Royal Rumble review. This was just a tremendous show tonight. I do want to say real quick before I begin that tomorrow I will do another video, but it's going to be a Royal Rumble match statistics video of the eliminations and longevity and stuff. So we start off the Royal Rumble with the last man standing match for the World Heavyweight title, Big Show against Alberto Del Rio. Before the match, Alberto Del Rio met up with Bret Hart. This was weird because it's like, you're the Mexican Bret Hart. Well, you're the Canadian Alberto Del Rio. And then Ricardo Rodriguez comes out. He's like, "Oh, I've always been a fan of yours. I've always been a fan of yours." And he gives him the sunglasses. He's like, "Come on, Ricardo." So that was a weird promo segment there. It was weird. I liked the ending of the match. I was a little bit disappointed. I thought this match could have been a little bit better. But I liked how the entranceway got used. I liked how Big Show, I thought that was impressive, the way that Big Show grabbed Del Rio by the hair, by the head, pulled him up, and then chokeslammed him through the table. It looked like Del Rio landed on his shoulder or his head when he went through that table. It looked bad. I mean, he took a bad bump. But no, Big Show was in control for a while. Del Rio would fight back, but Big Show would keep control until the last couple of minutes. Big Show was going for a spear, ran through the barricade, broke that. Del Rio then took his arm, put it in between the step that Big Show had used earlier, hit him with the chair, brought him back in the ring, used the cross arm breaker, and meanwhile, Ricardo Rodriguez is using duct tape to tie the feet of the Big Show up to the bottom rope, which I thought was really a good idea to keep him down, which did, and Alberto Del Rio won, and is still World Heavyweight Champion. Go to the back, Matt Striker's with Dolph Ziggler and his crew, and Matt asks Dolph, "What number have you decided to go in?" So he said, "I'm going to go at number 1. So then the segment gets a little bit funny because AJ Lee's like, "So you don't think that my man, my Ziggy, Ziggy, that was funny, he's going to win?" And then Big E Langston comes over, he takes the mic, and then he does this great voice. He's like, "Big E Langston here for the WWE. So Dolph Ziggler, what are you going to do after you win the Royal Rumble?" That was just very good. That was a side of Big E Langston I had not seen, so that was pretty cool. So we go to the World Tag Team title match, the World Tag Team title match. Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow against Kane and Daniel Bryan. This was an okay match. I thought, it wasn't as good as the two that they had on main event in the past, especially that second time around. But it was still a good match. The ending was very good. Kane and Daniel Bryan ended up getting the win. So after that, we go to the back. Vicky Guerrero gives Kane and Daniel Bryan their respective numbers. Kane sees Daniel's number. Daniel wants to look at Kane's number. Kane says, "No, I'm not going to show you my number." So they argue for a little bit, and then that's it. And then we go into a video package of what happened for Royal Rumble Fan Fest, and then time for the Royal Rumble match itself. So after they go over the rules, Dolph Ziggler comes out. Now, I got to be honest, I was surprised. I thought going into that match, AJ and Langston were going to stay out for the duration of the match, but they did not. They went back to the locker room, and that was it. But it was really good, probably one of the best Royal Rumbles in quite some time. So Ziggler cuts a good promo saying, I'm number 1. And what you see right now, me, the only man in the ring, will be the same scene you see at the end of the match. And then he calls out for whoever is number 2, which is Chris Jericho. Very good surprise for Chris Jericho to come back. The crowd went crazy. And I'll tell you what, the crowd was one of the reasons why this was a very good Royal Rumble, in my opinion. So Ziggler and Jericho start off, and then number 3 was Cody Rhodes, 4 was Kofi Kingston, and number 5, the returning Santino Marella. Very interesting, because I thought, I heard he had hurt his neck. I didn't think he'd be back for a little while, but I guess he was good enough to compete. I'll just go through 6 through 10. Drew McIntyre, Titus O'Neil, Goldust, David Otunga, and Heath Slater. During that period, only two men got eliminated at that point, Santino Marella being the first one, and then Drew McIntyre second. And then we're going to go to 11 through 15. And I usually want to do it by tens, but I do have to do this because this was very exciting. 11 through 15, Sheamus, Tensai, Brodus Clay, Rey Mysterio returning, and Darren Young. Now, this was the best part of the entire pay-per-view. So I'll go through the eliminations here. Titus O'Neil, David Otunga, Goldust, Brodus Clay, Tensai. Now, Tensai had been eliminated by Kofi Kingston. Ziggler tries to get Kingston to be eliminated. Well, Kingston loses his balance. He jumps on the back of Tensai. And then Kingston goes onto the Spanish announce table. So, okay, this is going to be interesting. So everyone's standing. They want to see what Kofi's going to do. Kofi's trying to figure out what he's going to do. So he goes to JBL, asks for his chair. So, okay, this is going to be interesting. He uses the chair as a pogo stick. I kid you not. You have to see it to believe it. He uses it as a pogo stick to get himself back to the ring. It was absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like that. It was absolutely great. And then after that, he would eliminate Darren Young, only to be eliminated by Cody Rhodes. So now, 16 through 20, Bo Dallas, The Godfather, which was great, Wade Barrett, John Cena, Damian Sandow. And then at that point, the eliminations were Godfather, Slater, Rhodes, and Mysterio. So, it was really getting to be a good Royal Rumble. I think the most men that were in the ring at one point tonight was 10 men, which is pretty good. Those are the kind of Royal Rumbles that I like, when you got about 8, 9, 10 guys in there, when there's so much action, you just want to keep your eye on it. Then I'll go through the final 10 of the entrances. Daniel Bryan, Antonio Cesaro, Great Khali, Kane, Zack Ryder, Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal, The Miz, Sin Cara, and Ryback. So those were the entrances, and the Final Four was a very interesting Final Four. It came down to John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, and Ryback. And I have to give so much credit to Dolph Ziggler. Actually, I want to say this right now. Not John Cena. Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho were the MVPs tonight of the Royal Rumble. Those two put on an incredible performance. Jericho went just about 45 minutes. Ziggler was literally seconds away from being in that match for 50 minutes, which really is just a testament to the conditioning, the endurance that both men had. So Ziggler gets eliminated by Sheamus. And then Sheamus gets eliminated by Ryback. It comes down to Ryback and John Cena. Ryback has Cena on his shoulders. Cena pushes off, and he pushes with enough momentum Ryback over the top to the floor. John Cena wins the Royal Rumble for the second time, and this is the unofficial time that I have. Of course, it'll probably be different with other people. I clocked that match at 55 minutes, 5 seconds, but like I said, it's unofficial. No word yet of what the official time was. But very good performances by Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler. And another individual that I want to say had a very good performance tonight was Bo Dallas. I know there are a couple fans that don't like Bo Dallas, but he did tremendous in this Royal Rumble. He was in there for just about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. And the fact that he eliminated Wade Barrett, he eliminated the Intercontinental Champion, really is a big upset for, a lot of people. So, Bo Dallas got a really good performance tonight at the Royal Rumble. Very good performance. John Cena wins. To be honest, I can't complain. It was either going to be him or Ziggler. And when Ziggler went out, more than likely, you sort of figured that Cena was going to win. Although for a moment, I got to admit, I thought Sheamus was going to repeat. But it'll be another year that somebody attempts to repeat as the winner of the Royal Rumble. But John Cena, only the fourth man in the history of the Royal Rumble to win it twice. And then we go to the main event, CM Punk and The Rock. Rock cut a promo before the match. He really got emotional with this promo. I mean, he was going to cry. Mentioned his mom who was there. She had cancer. She beat cancer, did his phrases. So, Punk and Rock, main event. For a while, this started out slow, but it really got better. The funny thing that I liked during this match was Rock would take the top of the table off of the Spanish announce table. Those poor guys. My dad always says that. Those poor Spanish announcers. So, Punk gets the advantage. He puts it back. He puts the top back on the table of the Spanish announcers. And he does it again, and it was just real funny. Punk had about a 5-8 minute run where he was in control of the match. And then Rock came back, and then they were going to do a rock bottom spot on the Spanish announce table. And that was very scary because one of two things happened. Either A, the table just gave out underneath CM Punk and The Rock, or The Rock took a wrong step in the slot where the monitors are, and he fell, and the whole table collapsed. One of those two things happened. I want to say that it was his footing, but like I said, the table could have just given way as well. So we go to the end of the match. Rock takes the elbow pad off, goes for the people's elbow, when all of a sudden the lights go out and you can hear some grunting and groaning. And Michael Cole's going, "It's the Shield! It's the Shield!" And Rock goes through the table. Well, you never see the Shield, number one, and then number two, like, the only times you can't see it is when the people are, they're taking pictures. You sort of saw the Rock go through the table, but you never saw the Shield. You heard them, you heard their grunts, but you never saw them. And Michael Cole's going, we're 3 inches away from him. That was the Shield. That was the Shield. And JBL is just going crazy. He's like, shut up, Cole. Don't you try and tell them, it was the Shield. How can you tell? And he's like, John, we were 3 inches away from him. How could you not tell? And then lights come back on. Punk, taking advantage, pulls Rock back into the ring. 1, 2, 3. Punk wins the match. But then Vince's music comes on, and he says that, well, hold on, let me do my Vince voice. Well, CM Punk, I said, if the Shield got involved, I would strip you of your title. So, by the power invested in me, and then The Rock has the mic, and he's sweating, and he's like, hold it. If anyone's going to take that belt, it's going to be me. Restart the match. And the crowd's going crazy, and Punk is, arguing with the ref, and they're looking at Vince, and Vince is like, okay, restart the match. So, they restart the match. Punk hits the flying elbow from the top rope. He does a couple of moves. And then he goes for the go to sleep on The Rock. Rock reverses it. He hits a spine buster, hits the people's elbow. 1, 2, 3. Rock wins, is the new WWE champion. I'm sure that there are going to be people that are upset that, Rock won the title. But to be honest, I sort of like the way they got the belt off Punk. I think it was a lot better than having him stripped of the belt. I think if they stripped him of the belt, it would have made that entire reign, that year-plus reign, meaningless. If they did in the storyline, we're going to strip you of the belt. Although, to be honest, I would have liked CM Punk to go just one more pay-per-view, and then he could have lost the title. But I'm not going to really complain. They did that pretty damn well, I thought. And that's your Royal Rumble. All in all, I got to give this a thumbs up. This was a very good pay-per-view. Very good way to start off the year. You had a very good Royal Rumble match. Like I said, the best one in quite some time. And then the WWE title match, the crowd was just into it really from beginning to end. The only match really that I really wasn't impressed with was Big Show and Del Rio. I just couldn't get into it, but other than that, it was a really good show. If you didn't see it, go get the replay. It is worth your money. It is worth the time. Very good pay-per-view. Very good way to start off 2013 for pay-per-views for the WWE. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my Royal Rumble review. I hope you take advantage of watching the replay. Can't say instant replay, but watch the replay of the Royal Rumble throughout this week, either on your TV or on WWE.com. Wherever they're going to show the Royal Rumble again, check it out. It is definitely worth the money.